Hi, I'm Guthrie. Today, we're going to gab about how you can prepare your first class for Outschool. And, oh, God, hair. Ugh. Okay, headphone hair. So, when I was first thinking about Outschool and I was hearing about it, one of my biggest dilemmas was what to teach. Because nobody's really clear about that. Everyone's saying, I teach what I love. It's great. You can make up your own classes. And sometimes that can be overwhelming. In fact, honestly, it is overwhelming. So, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can narrow that field, figure out what to teach, and especially how to choose your first class. Because one thing you have to think about if you're transitioning or just adding Outschool on as a side hustle is that you are a business. And so you have to think with a business mindset. It's great to want to teach. I love teaching. But when you are teaching for Outschool, you are giving a service to a client. So you have to think about what would people be interested in? What are they going to be willing to pay for from you as a teacher? So I want you to think about one thing that you can talk about for 30 minutes. What is one idea that you are such an expert on that you could easily sit down next to me and talk about for 30 minutes without any notes, without a planned lesson, just off the top of your head? Maybe you can talk about the best coffee from Starbucks. Maybe you can talk for 30 minutes about how to grill chicken. Maybe you can talk for 30 minutes about how easy it is to play guitar. I can't play an instrument, so I think I use that all the time because it's something I'd like to be able to do. And my 7th grade music teacher would probably say that's going to take a lot more than just a couple classes on Outschool. Anyway, one thing that you can talk about for 30 minutes. Now, think about that one idea. Can you think of 5 different lessons that you could create from that one idea? Because remember, with Outschool, you have an option. You can teach one class for one time. So if you wanted to talk about one thing to do with guitars and the student didn't know anything about guitars, what's one thing you would want to teach? Would you want to teach a simple song? Would you want to teach the chords or the parts of the guitar? Maybe you're going to think about the student who's already been playing the guitar for a long time and you want to teach an advanced technique that you know. Maybe you're good at sewing, cooking. Do you cook a particular type of food? Is there one recipe that you can teach children to cook very easily in 30 minutes or 40 minutes? Are you a teacher? If you teach math, you are in high need and supply because students are always looking for that one person who can teach them the way to do something in math that they're struggling with. And sometimes it's just hearing it said differently. Okay, I look like alfalfa on the side here. Sorry, folks. Okay, so anyway, you need to think about something that you know there's a need for. Have you heard somebody say, I wish I could learn how to? My kids are really interested in. If you're struggling still, think back to when you were a kid. What interests you? What would you have liked somebody to give you specific instructions in? Do you have a particular area that you have high interest in? Do you speak a language that other people don't speak? Are you very good at writing? Do you like writing? So think about those things. So if you can think of 5 topics, or if you think of one topic, but you can think of 5 different lessons that you could create from that one topic, you already are on your way to becoming a teacher for Outschool. It's that easy. But the first thing to do is think about something that you are passionate about, that you are an expert at, and that you can talk endlessly at any dinner party, or if you sat next to me in an airplane, or if we sat next to each other on a train, okay? And hopefully one day we'll be able to do those things. But when we can do those things, what would you most like to talk about? And so you can take what you love and transition it into being a classroom subject that you can teach. It really is that big of an area and it's that narrow of an area at the same time. Now with Outschool, you're going to have an option. You can teach one class once and done. You're going to have an option of teaching multi-day classes, and sometimes those are referred to as camps, but don't let that word frighten you. You can just say, I'm going to teach children how to play a song on a guitar. They're not going to be able to learn it in one lesson. So I'm going to set up a series of 3 classes. The first class will be an introduction. The second class we're going to practice. And the third class we're going to play a song. And if we have time, maybe we'll play a second or third song. And give students time to practice in between. One of the nice things with Outschool is you do have a way to communicate with students in between classes. Another nice thing with Outschool is that they are the platform, and so you don't directly communicate with them. Your email goes directly to them, but you're going through the Outschool platform. So students don't have your personal email, and we are requested to not give out our personal email, and they don't give you their personal email. And so it helps keep security and privacy for the teacher as well as for the student. So if you have any more questions about Outschool, please reach out to me. I'd love to hear